And welcome to our FA Cup tie special. Such a quickening of interest and excitement when that old cup comes around again. And today we have three ties that have a good spread of that excitement and goals as well. Our lineup: Southampton against Manchester United.
And it's beaten him off the post.
West Ham against Luton.
Nodding it down for Robson. He must turn it in. Oh, and a miraculous save by Reed.
And Leeds against Bristol Rovers.
What a save and what a shot.
So it's going to be action all the way today as we start with the match of the round, and certainly it lived up to it. Southampton against Manchester United. Commentator Gerald Sinstadt.
In the centenary year of the FA Cup, here is as intriguing a third-round tie as you could wish to find. Southampton against Manchester United, being played here at the Dell in Southampton on a dismal, rainy afternoon in which one of the key factors is clearly going to be this pitch, and that rain falling on it is not going to make it any better. We now wait for the teams to come out. And here come Manchester United. This Manchester United lineup shows only one change from last week. Edwards and Kidd, who'd been speculated as possible droppings, retain their places, and the one change, this man, number 11, George Best, after his absence last week, comes back. And now Southampton. Southampton with many youngsters in their side: McCarthy, Fry, young O'Brien, and now quite an experienced player and certainly a power in this side, Mike Shannon, with 10 goals to his name already this season, the man who so well fills Martin Chivers' boots here at the Dell. Today's referee, Mr. Keith Walker from Ashford in Kent. And it's Southampton in the stripes who kick off. Manchester United in their change strip, yellow shirts and blue shorts. Ron Davis, number 9 for Southampton, cut out by Willie Morgan. Tom O'Neill, back for Stepney. Burns. Wall's little flick didn't work. Stokes bringing it away. Back for McCarthy. Burns using that well first time for Charlton. And Best was impeded, obstructed by Gabriel. Gabriel, I think, feeling a little the injured party there. I think Best just ran into him. Best himself is going to take the free kick. To Gowling. Kidd tightly marked, no chance at all. Payne. Shannon couldn't control it. Charlton for Morgan. Best and Law in the middle. And out there Kidd with a good interception by McCarthy. Young fullback has done so well coming into this side. Gowling. Jenkins' interception doesn't work. Morgan. Best gets his head and Law is there. Not a difficult catch for Martin, but a good header by Law. Big climb by Edwards, and it looked a bit suspicious. The linesman flagging because he got up on the shoulders of Ron Davis. Fry with the free kick. Now will he find Ron Davis's head? Yes, he does. Shannon can't get to it, but Davis has shot! And a beautiful save! Davis astounded, and well he might be. Best. Poor pass. Best really struggling to find his touch in these opening 10 minutes. Shannon, a lovely header for Davis. This is a useful situation for Southampton with Payne out here on the right and 3 men in the middle. Payne has retained possession for Jenkins. Still 3 men in the middle. Southampton really wasted the situation after they'd set it up. Law. Good interception by Stokes. Payne coming right forward. And a beautiful ball he plays too for Jenkins. O'Brien is available there, number 10. Tried to do too much. Really could have played the simple pass then. Best. O'Brien a little bit surprised to find that he didn't win that. And all he has in fact won is a lecture from Mr. Walker and indeed a booking. That may have been for something he said. He had 2 or 3 goes at best, didn't succeed in winning the ball from him, then the whistle went, and then the book came out. George Best, the injured party. Kidd. Nice dummy. And a great shot and a fine save. What were they doing? The goalkeeper had it in his hands and it was kicked away by a back. Stokes, and they've recovered their poise. Davis. Jenkins, who likes to lie back and use his speed. This time a pass for, well, it could have been for Gabriel, but in fact was taken by Byrne. Shannon. And it's a corner. Going forward is Stokes, Bobby Stokes. Not a great deal of height to contribute, but a real ferreter. And at the near post there, Tommy O'Neill. Good header by Shannon, helped on by Stokes. He was in the right place. Offside against Law. Jimmy Gabriel running that back line for Southampton and knowing Dennis Law of old. And the rain in no way abating. Morgan. Stokes. Davis. Well done, Edwards. Kidd. Charlton. For Brian Kidd. Good running by him. And well cut out by Gabriel, but Best is there. And the ball not yet killed. Gowling. Can he shoot? Well blocked by Gabriel. Morgan. It's furious in there. Nobody. Morgan. Well, everybody had a turn, but nobody could do it. Poor Eric Martin there, hopping around, just expecting that sooner or later one would get through. And now Law on a decoy run, but it's still not clear. And it's Gabriel who finally gets it away for Jenkins. Gabriel really doing some sterling work knitting that defence. Payne. McCarthy coming to take a defender away and make space for Payne, but not a good pass from the Southampton skipper. Fry and O'Brien. Jenkins. And it's beaten him off the post! Extraordinary shot from Jenkins that Stepney couldn't touch, came down off the bar, and Davis couldn't get there. Payne's throw in. Payne again. And it's come out to O'Brien. It's offside. Nice little nod from Law for Best, and he's made some space. He's got Law still with him. He's trying to go it alone, but Gabriel was watching the ball and not the flickering feet. And Charlton has let go a left foot, but really, Tony Byrne knows all about. He could well have a headache till Sunday lunchtime from that. Best is going to take the corner again. Kidd has come to the near post, and it's long and deep for Sadler. Law can't get up, Charlton can, and it's gone wide, off a defender for a corner. Bobby Charlton absolutely in disbelief there. And David Sadler took a bit of a knock when he fell into the photographers. This tight little ground, not much space behind the lines. Law there in the middle of the goal. Roger Fry by the near post. Stokes is 4, Sadler is 6, Jimmy Gabriel there in the middle too. And Law's come out to take defenders out, and it's come through to Kidd, but Martin has saved easy. Payne, always available there for that little throw out. Davis, Stokes, Fry. Bobby Charlton for Manchester United. Edwards. O'Brien a little touch and getting it back from Shannon. Southampton's ball. Jenkins. Stokes. Shannon touching it on again for Stokes. This is good football by Southampton. Good defending by O'Neill. Corner to Southampton with 10 minutes to go to half-time. Jimmy Gabriel has come forward this time. Gowling pointing out the danger. There's Gabriel with the number 5 shirt outside his shorts. That must be Stepney's. Really needed that one, but he was covered by Edwards. O'Brien making a bit of a meal of that for McCarthy. Fry, Davis and Shannon. Terry Payne on the left there now. And Shannon showing tremendous determination off Stepney's knees. That was a powerful run by Shannon, really using his strength and his resolution. Gowling doing some good work and getting it out to Morgan. And he was fouled. Extraordinary in a game with so many determined attacking players that we haven't yet had a goal. Morgan. Kidd's cross for Law's head, and he's found it. Best jumps over it. Charlton! The long cross from Kidd, finding Law's head. Bobby Charlton jumps over it. Dennis Law jumps over it, and Bobby Charlton left absolutely free to hammer it in. Bobby Charlton, the scorer, his 8th goal of the season, putting Manchester United 1-0 ahead with 8 minutes to go to half-time. Bobby Charlton, really after all those shots he hammered against the wall of defenders, must have been very relieved to see such a big goal to shoot at there. O'Brien, touch back from Shannon. And Kidd in 2 minds, but O'Neill to help him. Kidd tried to sell a dummy when he should have released the ball, and trips Payne, and also displeases him. No satisfaction for Payne in having the ball placed for him. Davis coming at the far post with a great header. Miles miles above them all. Kidd, Law, Morgan going left, Kidd on to Morgan, Best is in the middle, so is Law, and Kidd here with a gap, should have used it first time, he's got the crossover and he's found Best. Charlton! Gowling now, and Charlton again, but United could have had another one there. George Best, who really must have thought he had a chance then. Southampton brave and courageous, but hardly well organised. Payne. Shannon. And there is the half-time whistle. And so Manchester United go in with a 1-0 lead. And a happy situation for them, but Ted Bates, the Southampton manager, not so happy with his situation, knowing that he now has got to pull his side up and get them back on their feet after this goal by Bobby Charlton that has put Manchester United 1-0 in the lead at half-time. And it's Manchester United who get us away in the second half. The rain not in any way lessening during the interval. The pitch, of course, getting heavier. The lines have been remarked, or certainly the penalty spots and the goal lines. And a good catch there by Martin out of the rain and the lights. And now Southampton have no choice but to go forward and hunt for goals to try and force themselves back into this game. Shannon, the man who can do it if anyone can. Davis back to O'Brien, who's shown no signs of his injury, but giving the ball away there to Best, which is a dangerous thing to do. And that looked a very calculated trip by Roger Fry. And Mr. Walker's hand goes to his back pocket, which is where he keeps his notebook. And that's a booking for Roger Fry. Really no choice at all there, a deliberate trip on George Best, earning Fry his second booking in a relatively short league career. Made his league debut in May against Crystal Palace. So it's a free kick to Manchester United, only just outside the box. Dennis Law waiting on the far side on the edge of that picture. Kidd hammering it, and it's gone off for a corner. And it does seem that having seized the initiative, Manchester United are determined not to let it go. Dennis Law hoping to capitalise on some other error in that penalty area. Best there as Charlton takes the corner, and it's headed away by Shannon to Davis. Still, Southampton haven't got it away. It's Morgan, but the whistle has gone. Some pushing in that little scrummage. McCarthy, a good deep cross, Davis's head! Hesitation in that defence and disbelief on Davis's face. O'Neill to Morgan. Gowling is available. O'Neill has gone down the line. Morgan eventually squeezes it through to Charlton. And out the long one to Kidd on the touchline. Best and Law in the middle. Charlton. That was touched away by Martin. It might just possibly have been swinging wide of the post, but it was a thunderbolt from Charlton and a great save by Eric Martin. This time hit deep, but not deep enough. Gabriel's got it away to Payne. Cut out by Burns. Difficult one for him. Picked up now by Best. Gowling's push on, intercepted by O'Brien. And the whistle has gone, I think, for something that Stokes must have said. Certainly Mr. Walker said something. Not pleased, Mr. Walker. It's indirect. Bobby Charlton to take it. Gowling's up on the edge of the box. Meeting it now, playing it back for Charlton. Didn't finally bring it off, but it was well schemed. Davis watching it all the way. Jenkins keeps it in. Beat off 2 tackles, but he couldn't beat Edwards, who really has had, I should think, his best game since he came back into the first team today. Shannon. Brought down by Edwards there. Shannon had beaten him. Referee interpreting that as no more than a mistimed tackle. Or is he? Or does he want Edwards to come back and talk to him? Yes, he does. Yes, he's prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's making sure that Edwards understands that. Payne's free kick, and Davis there, and Gabriel! Goal made for him by Davis's header from Terry Payne's free kick. A brilliant header by Davis and great opportunism by Gabriel. Man who already has a cup winners' medal that he won with Everton in '66, but he surely can't have been more pleased that day than he is at the moment. And the referee reaching for his book to Morgan. Looked as though Gabriel was trying to intercede on Morgan's behalf, but Morgan is certainly booked. It's little Bobby Stokes, who came into football with a burst, scoring 2 goals against Burnley in his first match, was turned into a real destroyer in midfield. And the rain now absolutely soaking the spectators, but so enthralling has been this game, I guess a lot of them have scarcely noticed it. Plenty of evidence on George Best's chest of the mud. And that is the end of the proceedings. Manchester United have started their cup campaign this season as they did last season with a draw, and what a draw it was, a titanic struggle. A goal scored for Manchester United in the first half by Bobby Charlton, equalised in the second by the man of the match for me, Jimmy Gabriel, wearing the number 5 shirt for Southampton. A really fine third-round cup tie, the conditions triumphantly overcome, and the players leaving the field with an honourable draw. Southampton 1, Manchester United 1.
So, a wonderfully competitive cup tie there, now to be played all over again at Old Trafford on Wednesday night. But now here's Jimmy Hill with his view of yesterday's game.
Well, in fact, it was a competitive cup tie and a most enjoyable one under extremely difficult conditions. Congratulations to all 22 players and to the referee, Keith Walker, for providing such an entertaining afternoon. Lots of good performances from young players, but it was 2 veterans, really, fighting for the major honours of the game. The first, Manchester United's Bobby Charlton, really running around like a 2-year-old on that treacherous surface. He was dominating the middle of the field with Morgan, who was here on the ball in the first half, and always taking the opportunity to have a crack from this position. That one's too high, but there was plenty of power in it. And the next shot brought out a really marvellous save from goalkeeper Eric Martin. There's Bobby, who starts the move there, nonchalantly plays it out to the left wing, and watches it's laid back, this time with his left foot. A first-time shot, accurately going there for the far corner of the goal, and a really brilliant save by Martin, applauded there by Bobby. And from this free kick, showing how full of running he is, he pushes the ball up and goes striding after it for the return. This time I think he made the mistake of trying to guide it in the corner instead of letting go one of his blasting shots. But just look at the running he did back. Here's Jenkins, who picks up the ball, scoots down the line there, and who's that? Cutting him out and kicking the ball there for a throw-in, but Bobby Charlton, full of running, throughout the game. And finally, of course, it was he who got the goal to give Manchester United the replay. Starting from the free kick, Morgan on the ball here, lays it out to Kidd, who crosses that's a very accurate first-time cross, and we get a wonderful shot here of Dennis Law's ability to get himself in the air and win the ball, a dummy from George Best, and you daren't leave Bobby Charlton there, point blank, in front of goal, without expecting to have a goal scored against you. That was Bobby Charlton's performance yesterday. But he didn't have it all his own way among the veterans, because Jimmy Gabriel was trying to insist that he was the best player on the field and made out a very good case for himself. And fittingly, it was he who was rewarded by scoring Southampton's equaliser. Similar type of goal in a way. From a free kick there, Terry Payne chips it up in the air, and this time it's Ron Davis's turn to win it in the air, and Gabriel, bounding in there, scores from point-blank range, all the enthusiasm in the world to give Southampton a replay which they too deserved. I think no one would argue that a draw was a fair result. I thoroughly enjoyed the game there yesterday. I'm sure everybody else did. What's going to happen in the replay? Well, obviously Manchester United must be favourites now, but if Southampton fight as hard as they did on Saturday, then they won't have it all their own way. What about George Best? Well, I saw him at West Ham, I saw him again yesterday, and I'm beginning to wonder whether all that extra training he's been doing really agrees with his system.
Well, we take a break now, and after that we have more cup tie action for you from the games at Leeds and at West Ham. So stay with us.
Big Match, Part 2, production number 4552.
And welcome back. And still to come on the programme today, West Ham against Luton, a match described in the Sunday Telegraph this morning as a classical cup tie with enough action in it for a dozen games. But before that, we switch to the north for Leeds against Bristol Rovers, a match that went its predictable course, certainly, but enough goals in it to add spice to the afternoon. Commentary by Keith Macklin, pictures by Yorkshire Television, Leeds in white.
Good running by Stevens. Loads of space for Jones to work in, but that rebounds off Hunter to Bremner. Now Leeds a chance to break with Giles. Bates on the right, Lorimer roaming. Gray roaming also, he's come over to the right. Giles, but there is a man on the left. It's Jordan. Bremner. Bates, lot of room. Lorimer hits it, and it must be a goal, and Giles is the scorer. Shepherd couldn't hold the shot from Lorimer. Lorimer whacked it with that powerful right foot. Shepherd couldn't hold it, and it's Johnny Giles who slots it in for Leeds United's first goal. Cooper thumping it down, and cut out nicely by Taylor. Stevens, Godfrey, good play by Rovers. Bent for Bannister. Madeley. Roberts has seen that and has come right up to intercept him with a good header, and Roberts is still there. And that shot was deflected. Reaney, Giles. So Rovers obviously know what they've got to do. And Bremner slipped out to the left. That wasn't a good pass. Taylor, neither was that for Giles. The flag is down. Lorimer can move in on it. He's got two men with him, and the goal is untenanted. Hit it off the post. He only just made it. It's number 2, but Peter Lorimer took a long time, and in the end it went in off the post. Godfrey getting his head to that. Bates, oh, Lorimer's away again.
Clean through and round the goalie and down. Penalty. Can't be any doubt about that. Lorimer was clean through. Dick Shepherd brought him down. Little else he could do, and it's a penalty. The goalkeeper being spoken to, probably saying to Mr. Morris here, well, all I could do was go for the ball. So Leeds United already leading by 2-0 have a spot kick. Johnny Giles has picked up the ball and is bringing it towards the spot. Giles, who scored the first goal for Leeds United this afternoon, in line now for the third. Shepherd, the man on a hiding to nothing. It's there, 3-0 to Leeds. Second goal for Giles, third for Leeds, and Leeds, barring miracles, coasting into Monday's fourth round draw. Free kick to Bristol.
More goals coming up in the second half.
Leeds in this half. Hunter, Rini, Giles, and Bremner again to Giles. Again, a little too intricate, not coming off. Rovers have 4 men up, Allen is one of them. Jones another on the right, Stevens. A low one, a chance for Allen has scored. It happened. A gap in the Leeds defence just once too often, and Allen, the man who put the finishing touches to it. Stevens, the man who made it with that low cross. A slight deflection in the penalty area, and Allen was clean through to make it 3-1. Madeley getting up. Parsons to Higgins. Higgins a long one for Allen to chase. Kept in by Madeley. Greeny there. Cooper. Fine pass meant for Galvin, who gets it. Gets it away from Prince. Roberts and Taylor coming across. Galvin still going. And a shot. And saved the second time. Shepherd stopped the first, but he couldn't stop the rebound. It's Peter Lorimer again, so 2 for Giles, and now 2 for Lorimer. 37 minutes of the second half gone. Shepherd came flying out to stop the first Lorimer shot, but then Lorimer touched home the fourth, and that surely has now stitched it up for Leeds.
Yes, indeed. So Leeds United then most certainly a side to avoid in tomorrow's fourth round draw. Our third game today, West Ham against Luton at Upton Park. Another match that had that essential inequality that goes to make memorable cup ties. A damp, drizzling day, but 32,000 people well rewarded as First Division comes face-to-face with the second. The West Ham team, they're having a good run without serious injury, again at full strength, and their substitute today is Peter Eustace. As for Luton Town, they too having a good run that has taken them to midway in the second division. They've also been able to name an unchanged side, still a comparatively young side with their best days to come. The referee today is Ken Burns of Stourbridge.
So Luton, the second division side, in white shirts, black shorts and red stockings, defending the goal to our left. Get us away. West Ham in their customary claret and blue. Looking for West Ham. And a throw to Luton, to be taken by David Court, the former Arsenal player. Best, right in there. Ryan to Court. Lampard, but again only to Court. And Brooking. Keane just slicing out a foot there and finding Vic Hallam. Back now to Alan Slough, the number 3. Good run there by Slough, and Bond staying with him, and in fact winning it. Yes, obstruction there by the Luton Town player, and a free kick to West Ham. Luton 8 games now without defeat, so they're very much in the right frame of mind for this test. West Ham, of course, with glowing memories of their last home game, a 3-0 victory against Manchester United. A good ball there from Robson to Lampard. Bonds now to pick up this one. Lampard again. And yet again, Brooking. Good play there by Brooking. Turned in towards Ham. Oh, and a goal by Hurst. 1-0 to West Ham with under 2 minutes gone. A nice slanting cross there towards the near post, and Hurst, always alert, in off the crossbar. West Ham ahead. Callum. And over on the left, the ball for Peter Anderson, the top scorer for Luton. Former amateur with Hendon, faced by Bobby Moore. Good play by him. Oh, and the number 10. Given so very nearly connecting there. But if that's the sort of stuff that Luton Town are made of, then there's plenty of problems yet for West Ham. Nice piece of play there by Redknapp. Again, the game already beginning to flow with a lot of good movement. Lampard, Brooking off in chase, but Ryan will get there first. And West Ham's throw. Well, a splendid enough opening, certainly, and now Brooking with the throw for West Ham. Clyde Best. Will he shake off Nicol? He has. A little cross there. Oh, and almost an own goal by Keane against the post. Back off the post and behind for the corner. And it means, really, in the first 3 minutes, we might so easily have had 3 goals. Clyde Best, then, to take the corner for West Ham. A short one to Lampard. Lampard's cross. And Tony Reid gathering it well. Now Hallam. Stopped by Moore. Beautiful piece of timing there, and Moore is hurt. And Moore is not the sort of player to show this sort of acting if it wasn't there for real, and it looks as though Bobby Moore might be badly hurt. And the corner to West Ham, and it'll give Ken Burns the chance to get Rob Jenkins on to give Bobby Moore a bit of attention, and Moore really does look to be in pain. West Ham manager Ron Greenwood with substitute Peter Eustace, and Bobby Moore now being carried off on the stretcher. Nicol. Ball not fully over the back of Lampard's head, a foul throw, and a throw instead to Luton. Don Gibbons to take it. Come on! Keane. And now Moore. Oh, and Anderson had gone right in there. He's obviously going to be a flitting little danger. McDowell. Bonds. Redknapp. Again, he's got the beating of Alan Slough, Redknapp. But Slough still coming back at him. The ball still in play, only fractionally, but it was there. Hurst with a header, and now Best. Yes, by Best. 25 minutes gone, 2-0. Somehow Redknapp kept that ball in, got it across, flicked on by Hurst. Reid just got a hand to it, but Best was there to punish anything in that Luton defence that was going free to make it 2-0 for West Ham. Lampard for West Ham. Oh, he's shown too much of that to Gibbons, and Gibbons now takes possession for Luton. Oh, and it gets through as well, but the pass by Hallam didn't come off. Well, the pass to Hallam from Heinsohn. And now it's Brooking. Oh, Brooking going on, and he's got to be stopped, and he's stopped eventually by Ryan, but now it's to Redknapp. Played nicely there for Billy Bonds. Across again there towards Brooking. And it wouldn't fall out either for Robson. And Luton get it away. Redknapp again, who seems to be everywhere. Lampard. Forward again, and he's all right. He's onside, is Brooking. Crossed again, and behind for the corner. Hurst nodding it to Redknapp. Ryan there for Luton. But only straight to Redknapp. This time Bonds is trying a different approach by going on the right there. Redknapp getting it across again. And again Ryan was there. Now Lampard to Brooking. Turning over that ball beautifully. Towards Billy Bonds. Clyde Best waited, and he waited in vain because Luton got it away. Then Heinsohn puts it straight back to Redknapp. And Nicol to get this one away. Luton for the moment under a very heavy siege indeed. Redknapp to McDowell. Nicol, Robson, and now Hurst. Still Hurst, back to Robson. Flicked wide there for Redknapp. And now for Robson again, and a beautiful ball there to Redknapp, across the goal! And Nicol again there in the nick of time for Luton. But some lovely play there by West Ham. Hurst. This time Slough was pushing him in the back, and it's a chance for West Ham to float a free kick. Hurst to do it fairly quickly. Oh, and Reid lost it! And Ryan to put it behind for the corner. That really was uncharacteristic of Tony Reid, who is a very safe goalkeeper normally. And the whistle goes for half-time. A highly entertaining first half it's been too. Jeff Hurst having put West Ham ahead after just 2 minutes. And the second goal coming from Clyde Best, the number 8 for West Ham, after 24 minutes. So a half-time score in this cup tie at Upton Park that reads West Ham United 2, Luton Town 0. And we'll be back straight away with the second half. And so here we go for the second half then. West Ham comfortably placed, 2 up. But Luton Town, attractive side that have shown in 1 or 2 breaks in the first half that they're by no means out of it yet. Taylor to take the throw. Slough. And now caught. Bonds playing the ball, a perfect tackle from behind there where he played the ball, twisting his foot round the man. And now it's Lampard. Trying to get Clyde Best away against the speed of Ryan, and Best is there with it. The cross there towards Hurst, nodding it down for Robson, he must turn it in! Oh, and a miraculous save by Reid! Given to Moore, Don Givens. Cut out very nicely indeed by Lampard there for West Ham. Best. Back heel there, into the path of Brooking, and he's kept it in. Luton are claiming the ball was out of play, but Brooking is going on, and finally blocked by Moore. Givens again for Luton. Puts Best in possession again with Brooking outside him. Best going his own way to let one go! John Ryan for Luton. Caught beating Brooking. Heinsohn. Good ball there by Heinsohn for Keane. And McDowell giving away the corner. Heinsohn crossing it and crossing it well. And Givens! A wonderful goal there for Luton. A nice little crossover from the left, and there's Givens thundering in with his header to make it 2-1. Now Nicol. To Moore. pounding a lot more men forward now, Luton Town. Givens, cross there towards Anderson. They're all lining up there to try and get a shot in. And caught. No more than a yard wide. And a free kick given to West Ham. Make no mistake, arm aloft, indirect. Although from that sort of range deep in the West Ham half, that I would think is purely academic. Over everybody's head to Clyde Best. Robson. Lampard. Brookie. Always taking up such good positions. And he was tripped. And a penalty given. A penalty for West Ham. Moore having tripped Brooking just inside that area, according to referee Ken Burns. And so Jeff Hurst, whose last 3 goals before he scored so early in the game today had all come from penalties, now to put it on the spot. A man who always puts it hard and slightly to the goalkeeper's right, as Gordon Banks knew on that famous occasion. But since then, Jeff has beaten Alex Stepney with a penalty. Waiting for everybody to get outside the area. Everybody must be outside the area, and that includes the crescent outside the area. And he saved it! Oh, and he couldn't turn it back to Robson. A marvellous save by Reed. A tremendous shot by Hurst, where he always puts them, and Reed was there to block it. All credit to this brave Luton goalkeeper, and I suppose at the same time you've got to start saying that Jeff Hurst has got to start thinking of another way of taking penalties. Hallam to Moore. No one more relieved than John Moore, the man who gave away the penalty. Heinsohn. And now Heinsohn again, beating Robson. What a swing in the pendulum now as McDowell is forced to give away the corner. Mike Keane, a low cross this time, and Luton players are there. Nicol almost getting it in, and just across that goal and behind. Ryan's header. And now with David Court from Anderson. Still Court. Trying to flick it through. A nice interception there, though, by the number 2, McDowell. But Luton in possession again with Keane. Played forward for Slough. They really are plunging men forward now, Luton, as they've got to do. And Slough getting it across as well. Flicked on again. And now Heinsohn. Oh, and he's hit the post. Moore. Shaken off Billy Bonds. Moore going on, and a fair-looking ball there. If Court can get to it, he can. Oh, but he slipped. What bad luck there for Luton. And Robson now for West Ham. Only as far as Keane. Can Keane, this Luton skipper, inspire Luton towards an equaliser in these last 5 minutes? Heinsohn getting it across again. And again, Ferguson there to gather it well. As Hallam came in on him. Nicol marginally misjudging that header, but Ryan was behind him. Clyde Best. Still he goes on. Beautiful play there by Clyde Best. Played there now for Redknapp. Oh, and he's hit the post! And he's hit it wide! The end of a marvellous cup tie has come to an end, and it's victory for West Ham. But so much credit to Luton Town in this second half. They've done justice to themselves and to the second division as well. But it's the first division that gets through, with goals by Jeff Hurst and by Clyde Best in the first half for West Ham. And then Don Gibbons, the number 10, there he is for Luton Town, pulling it back, one back in the second half to make this such a very fine cup tie indeed. So the final score, West Ham 2, Luton Town 1.
Yes, indeed. All credit to Luton Town for their great comeback in the second half and really playing a full part in making that such a fine cup tie. The latest news on Bobby Moore, of course, when he went off, it wasn't as bad, the injury, as it looked. It was a damaged nerve in his ankle. And although he went to hospital, in fact, he's quite all right now. He's been down to the West Ham ground today for treatment, and everybody there is confident that he'll be fit now for West Ham's game next Saturday against Derby County. So that's good news. Well, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed our special cup tie edition of the big match today. Certainly plenty of good action in it. Remember, on the ball next Saturday lunchtime, the big match next Sunday afternoon. The man of the weekend, of course, that old favourite, Bobby Charlton. What a game he had at Southampton. So let's say goodbye with his goal there yesterday.
Attacking players that we haven't yet had a goal. Morgan. Kidd's cross for Law's head, and he's found it. Best jumps over it. Charlton! The long cross from Kidd, finding Law's head. Bobby Charlton jumps over it. Dennis Law jumps over it, and Bobby Charlton left absolutely free to hammer it in. Bobby Charlton, the scorer, his 8th goal of the season, putting Manchester United 1-0 ahead with 8 minutes to go to half-time.